So, I'm writing this before Resident Evil 2 is released, and deliberately so, mainly because I wanted to take this window to reflect on how we finally got to this point. Resident Evil 2 has always been the fan favourite, and the desire for a remake has been around since, at least 2005, after the first game was remade. But since then, we've seen survival horror as a genre kind of shift, before changing entirely. It was Resident Evil 4 that triggered the shift, birthing a new form of survival horror that focused on third-person combat, and then Amnesia kind of finalised the change, bringing back the horror, but into combatless first person. Now, these aren't criticisms, I should mention, just more of an observation. However, in an almost poetic way of coming full circle, it was Resident Evil 7 that brought back the more traditional aspects of the survival horror that we remember. Key items, riddles, puzzles, backtracking exploration through a gradually unlocking puzzle box environment, inventory management, limited ammo, specific save rooms, and so on. It just happened to be in first person. And it also paid off. Resident Evil 7 sold well, proving that the desire for a more traditional survival horror experience is still there, meaning that a full remake of one of the genre's greats was far less of a risk. And I'm excited. I really am excited. I cannot wait to explore the Raccoon City Police Department and be terrified all over again. Kingdom Hearts is a series that I've never played. I've watched it being played, and I have friends who adore it, but I'm still personally disconnected from it. But those friends that I just mentioned, the ones who adore this series, is why I'm actually kind of interested in Kingdom Hearts 3. The sheer amount of love, of raw, adoring passion that the fans have for these games is actually quite charming. And I do admit to enjoy listening to people try to explain the plot. So as an outsider, Kingdom Hearts has always been a curiosity. That does mean that I can't really go into the details of 3 and how it differs to the prior entries, but what I will say is that maybe now is when I should finally take the plunge into this series. I love the concept of these licenses being merged for this series. Plus, this has been a long time coming. There were concepts for Kingdom Hearts 3 as far back as 2006, and there wasn't an actual confirmation until 2013. And now we're in 2019. That's at least 13 years of anticipation, and I just hope that the fans are happy with the result. Now, I'd never want to say something so bold and brash as the aerial combat genre is dead, but I honestly cannot remember the last time one was released. In fact, it might have been Ace Combat Assault Horizon back in 2011. But then I am completely ignorant of this genre, so maybe there have been a ton of releases that slipped under my radar, but at any rate, it's refreshing to see a new Ace Combat, and refreshing to see it get such a big marketing push too. Like I said, this isn't my genre, but something about Ace Combat 7 has caught my eye. The level of customization, for one, is just terrific, and pair that with the multiplayer, and I'm starting to think that this is something that I could really get invested in. I should also mention that it looks stunning. As it should, there isn't much on screen at any given time, so it's good to see that despite having a lot of empty space, there is still such attention to detail. The water, the clouds, the lighting, and the weather, and so on. Oh, and it supports VR, and that sure as hell sounds like a lot of fun. If you're buying or selling, whether that be films, games, tech, or phones, don't forget to check out the website at webuy.com.